You tired of these days getting into that gnarly wood that just works you to death? Then this video is for you on the Ryobi 5-ton electric log splitter. Let's go check that out. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Tango Romeo 87. Today, I'm going to do a review on the Ryobi 5-ton electric log splitter. Now, there's a lot of reviews out there where people buy them and they look shiny and brand new. But this is after 1 year of use, or almost a year of use, and over 5 cords of wood split. I'm going to tell you what I think of this thing now. I was a guy who liked to sling them all, and Tracy decided we needed to get a log splitter. And in today's economy, I don't have $2,000 to go out and buy a log splitter. So she ordered this, and I said, well, you can split with that, and I'll use the maul, because I thought, I haven't seen my maul. As you can see, it's a beast. And we'll split some different logs today, just to show you what this is capable of. This is a real stringy wood that I have in here right now, and it does a pretty good job of splitting it, as you can see. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, you might want to. We're converting an old church into our house, and it's an ongoing process. But we do a lot of homestead stuff here too, and we do reviews on products that we use, but I try not to review a product after one use. I'm getting to where I want to use it for a while and then tell you the truth about how it holds up over time. So let's talk about the Ryobi 5-ton electric log splitter, available exclusively through Home Depot. And I'll put a link down below so you can go and see the exact one we have, so it'll perform the way ours performs. We bought this thing last year. I cut a bunch of trees down to help somebody move a home, and I got to keep all of the wood. Now, as you can see, we have split a lot of wood. I don't know how well you can see it. Let me get the camera and show you what we split so far and what we still have to split. All right, this is our new wood shed. We just finished it day before yesterday to get all this wood put in. All that you see back there now, we split with the log splitter yesterday and stacked. There's 2 ricks in there, so it's 2 deep. We split all of this wood late last fall, and some over there we split last spring. This is what I've still got left to split today, and as you can see, there's some pretty big pieces in there. So let's go put this log splitter to the test. Okay, you've seen what we split and what we still need to split. Explain a few things about the log splitter. It's got a screw here on this end that if you don't loosen that before you start splitting, you'll explode the hydraulics. So pay attention to that. It's got a rather long ram on it. It's not really fast, but it's consistent. You can get pretty good sized wood in there. I keep a piece of 4x4 handy so that I can shorten the throw when I have shorter logs in there. I don't have to go the whole length. But you'll go through a few of these. As you can see, this one was getting pretty mangled from having 5 tons put against it. So let's split a few logs. We'll start with the small one. And we'll go up to a little bit in size. And sure, just like the other videos, that's nice, easy splitting wood. Let's take a look at something a little different. This piece right here as you can see, was where the tree was beginning to split into two distinct trees. So let's see if the old 5-ton can split this. Now I know from experience with them all, you beat on this all day. Now sometimes what I do, and they're difficult, is I'll flip it upside down and run another split along the bottom of it. But you can see it split it. This one's real stringy, so as you can see, it's not the log splitter not splitting, but it's making mincemeat out of that double tree. Just to kind of show you what that's ripping through, that's not a straight grain. That's pretty gnarly, and it's splitting it. Probably even better to see in this piece, what it won't split, it's ripping through. Pretty impressive for a 5-ton electric. Well, I want to find a piece. I have split some trees that were well beyond the capacity of this thing. I mean, this big around. I don't know that I have any left that are that big, but this is a pretty good size one. Now here's one I split earlier. I like to have help when I do these because it's easier to pick the pieces up. This is well beyond the capacity this machine is rated at. And that's a good long log. There's only an inch left in the back. But as you can see, it splits, and that's stringy. We'll get a big pile in no time. Let me split a little bit of this wood, and then I'll come back with you and tell you my final thoughts on the 5-ton Ryobi log splitter, the pros and the cons, the things I like about it and the things that I don't. And then you can make an informed decision whether this would be good for you versus an expensive gas log splitter. that is a wrap. We have all the wood split except the small stuff that we'll split for the wood burning cook stove later.
Right.
And but we went through some gnarly stuff.
Yeah, we did.
But as y'all saw, Tracy runs this thing probably more than I do. When we started splitting this wood, she started with it, I started with them all. So after a year and probably 5 cords of wood, what's your final thought on it?
I think it's awesome.
I think it was a good idea on her part. I saved a couple pieces here just so you could see what it's capable of splitting. What it won't split, it just rips through. Now there are a couple pieces that we ran into that it just said no.
Yeah.
And that was basically something that had 4 trees growing together, and you wouldn't split it with a maul without breaking wedges doing it. And I think out of all this wood, and I just cut the trees down and carried it home. I didn't leave anything laying. I've even got the little limbs.
Yep.
2 pieces that we couldn't split.
Yep.
And probably could have if we'd have taken our time and worked the edge, but it was beyond the capacity.
Yeah, what?
But I would say that if you're tired of a maul, or you just want to sit on a bucket and split wood, that's the way to do it. And like I said, I'll put a link below so you can find the exact one, because there are different models and different makes. And this one is a 5-ton and it is a beast. I'll put a link directly to Home Depot and they will ship it to your house for free.
Yes.
For about 1/10 of what a big hydraulic gas wood splitter costs.
Oh yeah.
And,
definitely.
And we'll use this thing until we're dead.
Yeah.
We haven't had to add hydraulic fluid yet, but I'm thinking it's getting close because it was a little slow on the return on the last few logs. But 5 cords of wood, we haven't done any maintenance on it yet.
No.
So I give it 10 out of 10 stars.
10 out of 10.
It blows my mind every time. You're like, oh, it's not going to, that split that, never mind.
Right.
Trees that are forked, you put it right in the fork and it just splits them in half and turns it into usable firewood. I mean, that wasn't the only piece that was like that I had. I have pieces down here, as you can see, that it just tried to rip in half. They were small enough that we can throw them in the stove and burn them.
Absolutely, yeah, it makes it to where it's all usable wood.
Yep, subscribe to the channel. We got more coming up. We've got to install the wood burning cook stove, which is going to be cool. Like I said earlier, we'll be heating the back of the house while we're making breakfast and dinner. Big pot of beans just simmering on the stove. But we've got a lot to do still, because we've got about 4 cords of wood out here split that we need to now get into the woodshed. So we'll leave you there, a short video. Just wanted to say, this time of year particularly, go get you one.
Definitely.
We don't recommend anything, and like I said earlier, I don't want to do reviews on something that I just bought and it split a couple pieces of wood and tell you, hey, go spend your money. This thing has worked its butt off. There's things that this split that I couldn't have split with an 8-pound maul.
No.
I mean, there's a couple pieces that we proved that. It had my maul marks in them, and this thing split it.
Yep.
So rock and roll, that's it. We're out. We're going to go load all this into the woodshed until we drop of exhaustion.
Yeah.
It's tough being 35 years old. I'm not young anymore.
Right.
It's killing me. I don't know what it's going to be like when I turn 40.
I know.
I'll probably have to quit, retire.